Hello viewers, you are welcome to another edition of Cybersecurity for Beginners. My name remains Vincent Hope. Today we're going to be treating capturing network traffic using the aerodump ng command. Now, what is the aerodump ng command? The aerodump ng command is part of the aerocrack ng suite. Now, what is that? Let's move on. Now, you see that's what is called the aircrack ng suite. It's part of the aircrack ng suite. What is the aircrack ng suite? It is a complete suite of tools used to access Wi-Fi network security. It focuses on different areas of network security. What are the areas? If I open this in Google, now what are the it's an aircrack ng is a complete suite of tools to assess Wi-Fi security. It focuses on different areas of Wi-Fi security, which includes monitoring, which has to do with packet capture and export of data to text files for further processing by third-party tools. Second thing it does is replay attacks, deauthentication, fake access points, and other via packet injection. It also carries out testing, checking Wi-Fi cards and driver capabilities, capture and injection. It also does cracking, which has to do with WEP and WPA, PSK, WP, and 1, which we're going to look at in our lesson. So let's make progress. So today we're going to be dealing with capturing network traffic using aerodump.ng. Now, it said aerodump.ng is part of the aircrack suite, which is aircrack.ng, which we just spoke about right now, used for capturing network traffic. Now let's go back to our Kali Linux environment. This is our Kali Linux environment, and we go to the terminal. From the terminal, let's check and see what we have on our network. Let's type IPA, and we press enter. Now we have this LO2, and we have the WLAN, which is the external network adapter, which we have already added to this system here. So now let's see how we can change this from, remember this now is actually on manage mode. We now want to change it to monitor mode. So what do? Let's get the command to take it back to monitor mode is to using the sudo -ng start WLAN, which is L0. I want to take it back to monitor mode. We press enter. It will ask for the password, so we type Kali, we press enter. Okay, so now it said it found two processes that could cause trouble, kill them using m1ng.kill. Let's see whether we can do that. M1 sudo, we'll type sudo m1-ng check and kill. Let's see, we press enter. Okay, we have killed those two processes. Now let's type IPA and check okay, so now the external WLAN has been put on monitor mode. Now, so what do we want to do? What do we want to check? We want to use the aerodump command, aerodump.ng. It will help to scan. What does it do? It scans all available Wi-Fi networks within reach. I just go there, go back to our environment there. So now we type, let's see whether we can get it. It was part of the, okay, look at it now. Sudo aerodump.ng WLAN monitor. We want it to monitor all the networks on this that it can capture within its environment. So we press enter. Let's see what it can come up with. Okay, the networks are supposed to come out, but let's see. It seems the network here is not activated, So let me Control C it, Control C to terminate this operation here. Okay, then let me use the command to start the network back. Let's see, I can restart my network using this SMS. No, sorry, I want to restart my network. That's not the command. I used the command previously, so okay, fine. Sudo system clt restart network manager. To restart this network manager here, I use this command here, restart network manager, and I press enter. Okay, so you can see now the network manager is activated back. Let's see whether the arrow dump now will function as normal. Let's click the arrow dump ng, arrow dump. So sudo arrow dump ng on this, press enter. It's supposed to scan all the available networks that is on this beam. Okay, let's see whether it can also pick it up. It's not picking it up yet. So let me close this environment, click OK, and see whether I can start it afresh. Okay, I now start my Kali Networks environment on the virtual Oracle VM box environment. Let's see if it will pick it up. Okay, it's booting Oracle VirtualBox 6.1. Okay. Okay, still booting. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, we're almost there right now. We're trying to reboot so that the network manager can restart because it was not picking out the network. Okay, let me bring it back here. Minimize, maximize it back. Okay, fine. I type Kali, and I type Kali again. Click login. Okay. Let's see whether it has picked up the network environment. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, bring it back here. Fine, I come back to the network manager here. Terminal, let me type IPA, enter. Okay, you see that it's not picking the environment. It's not picking the network card. Let me remove it and reinsert it back. Close. Okay, and let me see whether it's going to pick it up again. Okay, it seems to be active here. Let's see if it picks it up again. IPA, still not showing, so let me close it. Click OK. Close the Oracle environment. Okay, close this environment. I put back my network card. Double click the Oracle virtual environment. Click on this one. I'm trying to start the Kali network again because it seems to be switching off and on. But let's see whether from this it will be switched on permanently. Okay, let's see. We're still waiting for it. Okay, close this environment. Okay, I'm trying to log in back. Okay, let me try again. Kali, login. Okay, let's see how it operates. Okay. Let me check whether it's picking up the network. Okay, fine. It has picked up the network. So you can see, you can just restart it, remove the network adapter. Now, let me type IPA to show. Fine, look at it. It is here, activated. Now, let me start and convert it to okay, I want to start a convert it to monitor mode. Press enter, and I type Kali, press enter. Okay, it's now back to I will leave the processes that can affect it so that it doesn't switch off the, that was what happened before, it doesn't switch off the network manager. Now if I type IPA, the LAN, the monitor device is now monitor mode. Okay, so now I can use my arrow dump. I can use my arrow dump, sudo arrow dump -ng, which is part of the aircraft suite, and use it to scan and monitor the devices on that are closed, that are the networks that are closed. I press enter. Now it captures all the devices on the network. Now the first thing we need to know to see the channel. The channel is the link by which it captures, the channel on which the devices are being captured. We'll explain that in detail later. But let's start with BSSID. BSSID are all the MAC addresses of all the devices or the networks or devices connected to your network device can. Then Wi-Fi device, the MAC addresses of the Wi-Fi devices that your network has been able to identify. Now let's take an example. We have this TechnoSpark 8C here. This TechnoSpark, look at the MAC address here. We also have this device here, Dominion, which is also mine. Look at the network address here. So these are all the devices within range. Now the next thing you need to note on this chart is the PWR. The PWR is actually called for the network strength. When the network strength is above 70, like this one, 75, it means it's weak and the device is far. If it is below 60, between 60 and 40, the device is still average within close range. Let's say this below 60, okay, this one is still strong. Can see Dominion, mine is still close range. Then if it's below 40, it means it's very strong. So this is 39 TechnoSpark, is below 40. We also have beacons. Beacons is actually the beacon packets of data it transmits per second. Usually every device should transmit 10 packets per second. So this is transmitting 2, this is transmitting 2, this is transmitting 34 per second, this is 162, 132, and the rest of it. The next thing you need to know is the data packets. This is the data packets, how many data packets the network also transmits per second as data messages. Now this one's reading 000 here, which is on 73. You have this Bayou Cruise. Let me see the one close to me, Dominion, is not transmitting anything now. TechnoSpark is transmitting 2 per second. Now the 2 packets per second. Now we have also this /s, which number of data packets the network transmits also per second. This all here is 00. We also have the channel, which is what we see here. We have this channel, channel 6, channel 10, channel 3. Now what you need to know about the channels is that when the channel, we'll talk more about this channel, any channel between 0 to 14 is using a lower bandwidth. Then above 14, it's capturing data which is above 2.4 gigahertz. We'll talk about more on this later. Then we have the MB, which is the maximum speed supported by the Wi-Fi network. This is 65, 130, 180, 65, and the rest of it. Then we have the ENC. ENC actually means the encryption protocol used by the Wi-Fi for encrypting data packets. Here, this one is using OPN, this one is using WPA3. WPA3 is actually the more modern one. Most of them use the WPA2, which is the older protocol. They use the WPA2. Now, we also have the cipher. Cipher means the specific algorithm used for encrypting and decrypting data. So we have CCMP here. Most of them are using CCMP. Then we have the authentication. Authentication specifies how devices are authenticated before devices are allowed allowed into the network. So this one we have PSK, we have SAE. Let's see, my TechnoSpark is using PSK, which means pre-shared key. Then finally here on this column here, we have the ESID, which is the name of the network itself. You can see this network here is Redmi 14C. That's the phone connected. Redmi 14C iPhone, BioCruise, Starlink, Dominion, which is mine, MTN, Foreign, and TechnoSpark, which is also mine. Now below you have the BSSID. The BSSID shows you the network devices. You can see it was displayed before it went off. The network devices that were connected to the device, to each device here, but it's not showing clearly now. Sometimes it goes also, it's actually fluctuating up and down. So on this devices, let's see where we can go down. This is what you have. So it has come back station. So it actually fluctuates depending on the strength of the network. Now you can see it's capturing different devices, and this what you need to know as part of capturing network traffic. So the device, the command you use on Kali Linux is aerodom.ng to capture the device. So let's terminate this, Control C. Now you can see it has quitted. Now let's see if we can run this again. So we type sudo what? You see the command has already come out, aerodom.ng. Let me take it to the end. So sudo, the command to run to capture your network traffic. You run the command sudo aerodom wlan mon, which is the LAN network. You press enter. Now let's go back again. Here we have BSID. These are all the MAC addresses of all the devices your network monitoring device is capturing. The PWR is the network strength of each device. When the network strength is above 70, it is weak. This is weak, this is weak. If it is below 60, like this one 59, which is Starlink, it is strong. It is average, sorry. Then below 40, something like let's see the one that is below 40. Where's my TechnoSpark? You can see it's TechnoSpark, okay, between 45 and 48. See, it's fluctuating depending on the signal strength. Let's see whether we can get anything low. Okay, see, this is -1, but -1, it is actually very strong and close by. So the signal strength is strong. If it is, let's check my Dominion. Dominion is also BS below 40. The signal strength is also strong. Now the beacons, what are the beacons? Is how many beacon packets Wi-Fi network has transmitted. Usually it's 10 packets per second, 10 beacons per second. So usually you have, now this is 2, this is 0, this is 4, this is 56, but everything depends on the network. Now here with this column we have how the data packets are captured by the network card on each Wi-Fi network. Here we have the number of data packets the network card transmits per second. Now this one here is transmitting 121, but nothing is not transmitting anything. So it's fluctuating depending on the strength of the network. So sometimes it will come up, sometimes it goes off. Now the channel tells you what channel or what the access points by which the network is operating. So this is 6, this is 11, this is 1. We'll understand better. See this per second, it changed to 1 initially, but now that is 6 packets per second. This has changed to 5. Now we have the MB. MB is the maximum speed supported by the network. This is 130 minus 180. Then we have the ENC, which is encryption protocol used by the Wi-Fi for encrypting data packets. Usually it uses WPA2. Then the WPA3 is not shown here now, is a more modern version. This one is using OPN. So sometimes it shows depending on the network. So here most of them are still using WPA2. Then we have the cipher. The cipher is the specific algorithm used for encrypting and decrypting data on the encryption process. So this one uses CCMP. Okay. Then we have the authentication. This specifies how devices are authenticated before allowed into the network. Most of them are using the pre-shared key, which is PSK. I think my also Dominion is using PSK. Then we also have the ESSID. ESSID is actually the name of the network itself. This is Redmi 14C, Redmi 14C, MTO Mobile, Barrow Cruise. We have one Starlink here. We have my own is TechnoSpark 8C, which is my phone, and we also have my networked router Dominion. So this summarizes how it captures and monitors and listens to network traffic. Below is also similar. Everything you see below shows the network devices that are connected to each of the networks. So if any network device is connected, it will be listed here. Then the station itself shows the MAC address of the device connected to the network, whether it is associated, that means connected or unconnected. So, and the rest similar to what we have done before. So this is how you capture network traffic, or you make your network device listen to the network traffic of the Wi-Fi networks around you. So we're going to terminate this by pressing Ctrl C. Okay, now we are going to see how we capture the most important details in the network traffic, which is called the four-way handshake. But let's explain some terms. The four-way handshake, you need to understand it, that data travels through the airwaves, which makes it vulnerable to interception. Every time data is being transmitted over a Wi-Fi network, it can be hacked, it can be accessed, it can be broken into. Secondly, if your network is not properly protected, hackers can gain access and steal data. That is very important. Now, four-way handshake refers to the initial exchange of 4 messages or 4 packets that takes place between the client device, e.g. a laptop, to a phone, and a wireless access point or router you are trying to connect to. So that 4 initial message that is being exchanged between a router and a laptop or a phone is called the four-way handshake. That information is what is the important information for you to capture as a cybersecurity professional. To encrypt wireless data, encryption keys are necessary or required. Encryption keys are generated through four-way handshake process. The encryption keys produced by a four-way successful handshake are also referred to as session keys. Very important. The keys generated during the four-way handshake are used to encrypt data between the client's devices, which are the computers, phones, etc., and the wireless access point, which is that of the router. To gain access to a Wi-Fi network, it is necessary to capture the four-way handshake. Four-way handshake has all the necessary details to initiate the password cracking process. Okay, let's make progress. The encryption keys used to encrypt traffic are derived from the Wi-Fi password, which is the SSID, which is the Wi-Fi network name, the MAC address of the access point of the router, the MAC address of the client, and the nonce value. What is nonce value? Random value that can be used once in a secured communication. All this information are used to generate the encryption or session keys. Now, let's see how we can capture the four-way handshake in a network. Now, we'll go by starting by using to capture the four-way handshake. We'll start by go back to our text, our Kali Linux environment. To capture the four-way handshake for the network traffic, we simply use the command sudo dump wm-ng WLAN monitor, press enter. Now it has scanned the devices on the network Now our focus is actually going to be on this one, Dominion, which is this is the device. It's Dominion. This is the MAC address, and this is the channel number. It's on channel 6. So we have got it. So let us terminate this process and run the command that will capture only the traffic for Dominion. To capture only the traffic for Dominion. Let me quickly generate that command. I used it previously, so I'm looking for it. Okay, I found it here now. So the command is sudo aerodom-ed bssid, which is the MAC address of Dominion. Look at it here. This is the MAC address for Dominion, 98A9423EAD, which is exactly what was copied here. Then we also have the channel number, but here we use the previous one I used for testing. It was C11, but now it's C6. So I'll go back there and nicely change it to C6. C6, okay, then write it to a particular file name called, let's call it, this is lesson, let's call it learn. Type it in this file called learn, and still use the WLAN monitor. So we can also search BSI, search for simply aerodom, which means search for this, or capture or listen to this traffic on this MAC address, on this channel, write it to this file called learn, and let's press enter and see what it does. Beautiful, it is capturing it, so it's on channel 6 permanently. See, it's not changing, it's on channel 6, and it's capturing the data details for this. But remember, we want to capture the 4-way handshake, so what we need to do is to disconnect the Dominion and reconnect it. Let's see what is connected to. We come back down here. It's connected to my phone, TechnoSpark. Let me see if I connect it to Dominion, which is the router we want to capture. I click connect. I'm watching now. You can see beautiful. It has captured the 4-way handshake details. It's now captured here. Now it tells you that the first 4 packets that was sent by Dominion has been captured into the file called learn. See, it has been captured. Now I can terminate it. If I terminate it, Control C. Now, after terminate it, now let me type ls to find out whether the file is there. ls, what was the file name we used? We used the file name learn. You can see you have learn, captured file learn 0.01.cap, which is where the files are. We have another one, CSV. We have this Kesmet CSV. We have learn 01 Kesmet, next NTML, learn 01 log CSV. So it captured it. I think it did it 2 times. So but we're going to focus on this. Now, to open and see the files that it has captured, we're going to use the Wireshark tool. We say Wireshark learn. What is the name of the file? -01.cap, which is cap, and we press enter. When we do that, the Wireshark will open that file. Okay, beautiful. It's opening the file. So these are all the traffic, the traffic details it captured. Now let me look for the EAPOL. EAPOL means Extendable Protocol over LAN. That is where the traffics are. And I press enter. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see that it captured the first 4 files. These first files, A1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4. So these are actually the first 4 files that we were trying to capture. The first 4 traffic or first 4 packets that the router exchanged with the LAN external monitoring device. So we have captured it successfully. So this is how you capture the 4-way handshake traffic of a network. So I hope you have understood the process. So if you have any questions or there's any way you do not understand, please feel free to drop your comments or your questions. My name remains Vincent Hope, your instructor